Hey guys, Adam Rose, Vice President, Senior Loan Officer for Western Ohio Mortgage here in Sydney, Ohio. Today's another episode of the Mortgage Guy podcast. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about some rates that I'm anticipating, where they might be going, where the market's headed with some recent data, and just a quick chat around some other services that we offer. So on that topic, a lot of people have actually inquired with me lately about this. I actually had a funny conversation with a client last night about their experience. But anyways, we have a relationship with a company called Secure24. They are an ADT provider, and we do have a link that Justin's going to drop in here if you are interested, if you've ever looked into the security options for your home, garages, windows, patio doors, you name it, with full monitoring 24 hours a day. They provide, with that relationship, I think it's about $1,300 in equipment without having to do an upgrade. And the range is, $45 to $65 a month, depending on which plan that you decide on. But I wanted to make sure my clients were aware, some of my followers were aware, that if you are interested in that, it might be a good opportunity to get some free stuff and get 24/7 monitoring through ADT. And I will make sure that link is down here at the bottom if you have interest, of course. But I had a funny conversation with a client about it the other night. They're like, oh my God, we hate ADT. I'm like, why? He goes, we had to get a new car. So I'm thinking, all right, so some guy came out and installed the stuff and like dropped the ladder on your car or something like that. He goes, no, my wife saw the car that he was driving, really liked it, so we had to go get one. So, okay, that's fine. That's a weird reason to not like him, but I thought it was funny. Anywho, I did want to talk before I hop into the jobs numbers. I had an interesting experience again last night, actually. Had a friend text me, just say, hey, you got a minute? And so I said, yeah, I got a minute. I'm about to drive, so let's chat. And, we're not close friends or anything like that. We're more speaking acquaintances, went to school together. And he was just running, felt comfortable about it. He picked up, he says, hey, I only feel comfortable talking to you about it, even though we're not very close. Because he knew the professional aspect to take it very serious. Things that we talk about, we're not going to be sharing. No one's going to know about it, even in a small community. And just scenarios about what's going on in life, what he's trying to accomplish, how he needs to do it. A lot of things, some of them weren't even related to my industry, but I have some knowledge in. And it felt really good. And, it reminded me that I have a lot of realtor partners that'll contact me, even if it's not my deal, just because they're going through something and trying to figure it out. And I want our people, our followers, our listeners to know we're here for that. All right. We want to be your resource. It's something that I'm very, very proud of, that people can call us, get advice, even if we're not fully involved in their deal or their transaction or something's going on or it's a family member, whatever it might be. And I'm happy to do that. It's great to be that pillar in the community, that people can come to us, know that we're trusted, know that we have enough knowledge to be able to guide them down the right paths and do it correctly. So I don't know why I even mentioned that, but it happened the other night, and I wanted to bring that up. So if you're going through something, and all of us have, mortgage-related, industry-related, real estate-related, whatever it might be, and you don't know who to turn to, give us a call. All right, we'll try to guide you best we can, and put you on the right path at least. So, but anyways, I wanted to hit real fast on jobs numbers. So jobs numbers, more were created than anticipated on the recent release. And again, the release was delayed due to the government shutdown. Nothing was going on. But unemployment rose slightly to 4.4%. That could be favorable for the mortgage industry because typically speaking, when unemployment kind of tips its hat a little bit higher, we may see a slight rate cut coming. I can't guarantee it because, as I mentioned before, Jerome Powell opened his big mouth back in October, and when the Fed cut the rate a quarter of a point as anticipated, our industry, we saw a 30 basis point increase in the rates because of the speculation of what was going to be coming down the pike. So this may correct it a little bit. I don't know. We'll keep you posted if that does happen. But based off of the unemployment numbers, that's very possible that we may get a little bit of rate relief. Not a lot, but maybe a touch bit. And just to confirm that, Mortgage Nuggets, I always get mortgagenuggets.com. They had came out with an article that said mortgage rates hit highest level in a month, which pushed the loan demand down about 5%. So I know that relationship between Fed cuts and mortgage rates, it's just an odd one for sure. But like I've always mentioned, just go on and Google, the 10-year Treasury yield, right? And take a look at where the yield goes. As the yield drops, mortgage rates follow. Okay, that's really what it is. And it can be inversely related sometimes with the Fed rate cuts, like I said, because we're very speculative. So you just got to pay attention to that more closely. Again, Fed cuts, and that's a leading indicator of where we're going to be headed. It just may not be that immediate impact. So don't always believe everything that you hear. Other than that, now that the government's up and running, guys, USDA still a touch bit behind. They're currently working on files 10-5, but that's 30, 40 days. Oof. Or 35 days out. I'm sorry. But we do anticipate that they're going to jump a little bit. Just yesterday, I think it was 10-1. So, I mean, they jumped a few days. There might have been a weekend in there. But nonetheless, we're hoping that when the government shutdown happened and when it was extended for such a long period of time, that some people started to convert over to like FHAs and other loan programs, like we did with a couple of clients. We had 2 clients that were sitting, waiting too long, had to go to closing, had to convert. So we did. We were lucky enough that they had the assets to do it, but not everybody's in that situation, right? Nobody can just say, hey, we're going no money down. Well, let's just go ahead and throw that 10 grand at it. Not everybody can do that, right? So I'm still hoping that they're going to make up for lost time here shortly. I'm hoping next week, even though we have a holiday coming up, that they might be able to push it out to 10, 10, 10, 12, something like that. Any little bit of extra pickup we can get to get back to the norm of like 2 days is where they used to be before the shutdown, 2 to 3 days. But yeah, just a quick update, guys. If you have any questions, holler at us. All of our contact information at the bottom. You have a scenario going on, you have a transaction going on, and we're not even involved in it, but you need a little bit of advice or how to handle a certain situation, feel free to holler at us. All right, we're always here. We're not going anywhere. We have a full staff willing to help, and we'll get you taken care of. Remember, subscribe on YouTube, guys. All right, free. Click the subscribe button. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Catch you all next week.